James Jones, does Mike Tomlin need Aaron Rodgers?
Yep, he needs him, and he has to wait on him because he put himself in this situation. You tried to go after Justin Fields, you didn't get him. You tried to go after Sam Darnold, you didn't get him. You let Russ know clear in his face without letting Russ know clear in his face that we don't want you. So Russ is not going to be back in the building. Aaron Rodgers is your best option. You are not in the draft with the right pick to be able to get Shador or Cam Ward, so you're not going to get the top quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers is your last option to go out here to complete your football team and go out here and put your best foot down to win games. You got to wait on Aaron Rodgers. You need Aaron Rodgers. T.J. Watt need Aaron Rodgers. DK need Aaron Rodgers. Pickens need Aaron Rodgers. The Steelers need Aaron Rodgers because Mike Tomlin and the Steelers have put themselves in this situation the way they handled the quarterback situation this free agency. And they had two of them in their building that they could have re-signed and didn't. And you missed out on both. And Aaron Rodgers is here, and you got to wait.
Do you think Aaron Rodgers can lead the Steelers to the playoffs? And what do you think the ceiling is with Aaron Rodgers?
This dude behind you has showed you he can lead the Steelers to the playoffs with you, me, Acho, Shady, whoever. So I think the Steelers will be in the playoffs. I think Aaron Rodgers will be a really good help. But, yes, I think they'll be in the playoffs.
So, and that's sort of my reasoning. I don't think anyone in their career right now needs Aaron Rodgers, if I'm being completely honest with you, including the Pittsburgh Steelers. Look, Tomlin has himself in a little bit of a conundrum.
Because I want to know where you're going if you don't.
Because he offered Sam Darnold. That was his number one choice, I think. Didn't get him. Justin Fields didn't get him. They've pissed Russell Wilson off by making him his fourth choice. Aaron Rodgers is the third choice and now holding the Steelers franchise hostage because they can't go out and sign Russell because they don't want Russell, but they need Russell. But Aaron Rodgers is waiting, and we're all waiting on them because Aaron Rodgers is waiting on the Vikings. So I don't think that Tomlin needs Aaron Rodgers. I personally don't know if an Aaron Rodgers gets you to the Super Bowl. So are we just getting to the playoffs? Are we just hoping for 500? If are we just doing that? I think it's time for them to move on. And I don't know if they move on from Aaron Rodgers. Say Aaron Rodgers signs with the Vikings, which I think is probably going to end up happening if they choose to do so. I don't know if Russell Wilson wants to go back to Pittsburgh where his ego's hurt.
So how can you say
listen,
they don't need it?
Listen.
We all listening.
I think that what the Steelers need to do if they don't end up getting Aaron Rodgers, they need to sign Jameis Winston or Joe Flacco, say, hey, we can probably get to 500 with that play, and you need to draft Jackson Dart at 21.
Oh, and my God.
That's sort of the situation they've gotten themselves into because they didn't give enough money to Justin Fields and they didn't give enough money. So when you draft a guy like Jackson Dart and you have Jameis or you have Joe Flacco, eventually Mike Tomlin's going to need to be able to prove that he can get a franchise quarterback as a rookie. I'm not saying Jackson Dart's it, but they ain't drafting high enough for Cam Ward or Shador Sanders. Eventually, they're going to need to prove to
that boy gave me that
themselves
face like my kids
and to fans that they can develop a rookie quarterback.
Can I go first?
Because if you sign Aaron Rodgers, it's for 1 year.
Real quick. So
everybody is. Jameis with 5.
You want Winston?
I'd rather have Jameis and Joe.
Flacco for 3.
Flacco?
Maybe 4.
All right, come on, Jay. Hey, we got a job to do.
Okay,
I would much rather have those.
So the question is, does Mike Tomlin need Aaron Rodgers? You know, when I think of need, I need food to eat.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Gotta have food. I need water to drink.
Yes, sir.
Right? I need to make sure that my son is safe.
No doubt.
These are needs, right? I need to work to make money.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you do.
They don't need Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you bring in DK Metcalf to the Steelers, right? You already got Pickens there.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, so Russ was just there.
Yeah,
they just went to the playoffs, okay? Russ, DK Metcalf, they had great chemistry together, right?
Yeah.
They had that before.
Yeah.
His best years is with Russ.
Yeah.
Pickens too, right? Am I tripping? Pickens too, his best years was with Russ.
Here was with Russ.
So when you say you need something, no, what you need to address the offensive line. They were piss poor last year.
Yeah.
You need to address the running back market, the running back room, because they were not good last year.
Yeah.
And you need to address something that's real important. That I didn't think you had to address it, but now you do because I watched them last year. At the end of the year, the defense was terrible. Yeah. That's what you need to address, Chase. You don't need to go out there, Aaron Rodgers. There's not a quarterback in this free agency market that you need. Any team needs.
The only
they would like to have him. What I say is you go back and you get Russ because when you had Russ, the offense did get better.
Shady.
And the things that got worse was the defense, was the running game, was the offensive line. Those are needs to fill. You don't need
What
Aaron
happens if they
Rodgers.
lose out on both Rodgers and Russ because it's a good likelihood? Like, look, what do you do? Because that's a good. You can get a $30 million receiver. You can have George Pickens, which I think is a very good receiver.
Don't matter.
You can have a running game that you revamp, and you can have a defense. If you don't have a quarterback,
got nothing.
you have nothing.
nothing.
So you need a
Aaron
quarterback.
Rodgers.
You need Aaron Rodgers.
But I'm telling you,
No. You need a quarterback.
But they're letting you know they don't
my whole
want
thing
Russ.
is they're not probably going to get Aaron Rodgers. If Vikings want Aaron Rodgers, okay, which I think they do, and we're going to figure out more this weekend, that's where Aaron Rodgers is going. I'm telling you right now,
Talk to me.
based on talks with Russell Wilson, he feels some type of way
And
about,
rightfully so.
So
And as
what are
he
you
should.
going to
But
do?
here's the thing. That's two different conversations, though, Chase. Whether or not the Steelers get Aaron Rodgers is different than do they need Aaron Rodgers. I'm with you. I'm not convinced they will get Aaron Rodgers. I'm with James, whereas I believe they need Aaron Rodgers because just because somebody's under center don't mean he can play quarterback.
Yeah.
So Joe Flacco, he scared me. He's 39 now, maybe 40. Jameis Winston, obviously phenomenal television personality, but he just hasn't shown us he can win at a consistent level regardless of where he plays at. Jackson Dart, the last time the Steelers drafted a QB in the 20s, it was Kenny Pickett. Jackson Dart, I like his potential, but Chase,
Don't talk down on Jackson Dart.
to mortgage your future with Jackson Dart and
You don't
Ole Miss
have to at
quarterback
21.
Lane Kiffin QB.
You don't
But
have
not
to at
only
21.
that,
It's scary to me. It's scary to me. Now, you're right. Aaron Rodgers is a one-year quarterback.
all these quarterbacks you bringing
You
in
still,
as well.
you still might draft Jackson Dart if you get Aaron Rodgers. You still need a
Which is cool. That's a
quarterback.
solid plan.
Yeah, but at least
The
get
Steelers-
him through this.
I'm
Get
just
you
saying,
through this
the
year.
Steelers have not shown us they could develop a quarterback.
At all.
That's number
Ever.
one.
Ever.
So if you get Jackson Dart,
Ever.
cool. I hope Jackson Dart is a superstar in this league. You need a veteran in there. I'm with Shady. I don't care if it's Russ. I don't care if it's Rodgers. But you're letting us know and the world know there's
don't
something
want
about
Russ.
Russ you don't
Definitely
want,
don't want Russ.
and we don't know.
So this is the thing with
we
Russ,
don't
though.
know.
Y'all keep saying like his ego might be bruised. Y'all know Russ? Russ was the same dude when the Broncos disrespected him, players and coaches. At the end of the year, you know what he said? Hey, I want to run it back with the Broncos. Well, what, Russ? You said what? Yeah, I want to run it back with the Broncos, no matter what happened over there. He don't care about all that type of stuff. He want to play football.
Because he had that money connected.
Whatever it is. No, but if you watch how he is in interviews, like, there's certain players, I would be offended. You get what I'm saying? But he's one guy, he don't care about
Russ
that. He
is
just
a
want
chill
to. If the
dude.
Steelers say, you know what, Russ, hey, sorry, this happened there. Hey, we want to sign you. Let's do it.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying? That's Russ.
I don't see Russ coming back.
I don't
there.
think there's going back. I think
gotta
his
get
ego's
Aaron.
hurt.
Why? You think it's
I think his ego's
ego
hurt.
part?
I don't think the Steelers want him. I think it's bigger than
Steelers
that.
do not
It's
want-
something that
They
runs.
were-
They don't want him.
You pick Justin Fields and Sam Darnold over Russell Wilson.
And
Let's
we
just
fight.
be
We
honest.
trying to fight. They showing you that they don't want
And
him.
so if they don't end
you
up with
gotta
Aaron
get
Rodgers,
Aaron Rodgers,
which they probably will not if Minnesota wants him, then what do you do at quarterback? They're screwed because they waited so long to do this.
It's
They don't
not-
have a guy.
It's not good there. What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.